Yo, what's good? You already know. We're back. Understated. You already know. Ken Wall.
It's your boy Dej Wonder.
And today... Oh, wait. I forgot. This is too old, man. You guys are now watching Understated. Let's get it.
You don't want to do it over?
Nah, I thought it was good.
Oh, because you said that I forgot.
Nah. It's been so long.
Yeah, but they don't know that. We don't have to acknowledge it every time.
They do. They do know it's spaced out.
Come on now!
Anyways, alright, so today's episode, we're going to talk about some logic.
Yes.
The logic to explain some logic to why he gets so much hate, why Logic gets so much hate.
Break down Logic's new album as well.
And TikTok.
The TikTok to music label pipeline, as I like to call it.
Yeah. And our thoughts about that.
Yeah.
And I think more people need to pay attention to that. Mm-hmm. Any topic we talk about, you guys should pay attention to. Not gonna lie, no gas, no cap.
Nasty!
But which one do you want to get started first?
Let's talk about Logic.
Logic?
Logic came out with a recent album, and
I'm probably going to show that clip of Joe Biden.
Saying Logic is ass.
Yeah. Logic is ass.
Yeah.
A lot of people think Logic is... Alright, so from a scale of 1 to 10, what do you rate Logic?
As a rapper, his most recent project.
As a rapper, then his most recent project.
I'd give Logic somewhere about a 5.5 to 6.
I give him a 5.5.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I think.
He's a capable rapper. Don't get me wrong. He's capable, but it's very easy to tune him out. Not only because...
Wait, his project now. His most recent
okay.
Confessions.
What was it called?
Confessions of a Dangerous Mind.
That project I thought was decent. Upon the first listen, I'm listening to it and I'm like, Logic, he came with a lot of different sounds this time around. I can hear the progression as an artist. Now, would I go back and listen to this project again, which is one of my biggest issues with artists in general today? Not really. Outside of when you guys are playing games and then throwing his songs on, I'm not really for it. Like even when I first heard Homicide with Eminem, I was like, it's cool, but I'm not gonna. The replayability factor isn't there, and I find that that's often the case with Logic, not just because of his skill, but because of his subject material. You don't really want to listen to Logic that much.
Oh, yeah. With me, Logic, they said 5. Overall, he's like a 5.5, 6 level to me. His most recent album, I give it a 6.
Okay.
Confessions of a Dangerous Mind. I think the best song is the first song. I think that's the problem. I didn't find a song to top the first song.
Yeah.
And that was like, out of the subject material, I thought that song dealt with usually when he has those type of songs like Lord Willin', I like those type of songs, Buried Alive, like more topics that appeal to more people. Or, I don't know, it's just, let me just cut the bullshit and just get to the elephant in the room. It's just his biracial stuff. I'm not dismissing that. I'm not biracial, so getting a different point of view, it's nice to see. And I get there's a struggle to being biracial. But when you say that over and over again and over and over and over and over and over again.
It's biracial rapper. In black and white, biracial, white, black and white, biracial, a black father and a white mother.
It gets annoying. It gets to the point where
you
it's
gotta
like,
explain why. Like, for instance, like the biracial thing, you're gonna say that it's a struggle, and then you're gonna have people on the other end. It's like, what are biracials really struggling with? It is the fact that you're gonna have a Logic express his struggles with being biracial, and try to equate the negativity of being biracial. When we say biracial, being half black and half white, that there's this real negative connotation to him being biracial and having struggles tantamount to somebody who's being discriminated against because they're darker.
Yeah,
they're not one and the same.
Equal.
And it's just like Logic. You have to realize, as much as you talk about your biracial struggles, you have the complexion to pass. You can he really does look like he looks Caucasian.
Yeah.
So ultimately, I get it. You're trying to say that I want both sides to accept me, but you cannot equate the struggles that a dark skinned person faces when which happens to them as soon as they walk into a room.
Yeah.
People already have these stereotypes and predilections in their mind about what this person is, and they're willing to write them off in a way that you're not gonna get. Like if you didn't tell people we were biracial, most people wouldn't know.
Yeah.
So when he's talking about his struggles, it kind of falls on deaf ears, which it shouldn't. But it's just like he keeps hitting you over the head with it.
Over the head, and it becomes preachy.
One, like another son of man, clothed with a garment down to the foot.
That's the number one problem with Logic.
Yes.
His delivery is not good. He doesn't have like jabs in his raps. Like it's just I never can really quote Logic for having fire lines. Like, it's like Drake, obviously we know Drake for that type of dude, but I'm just talking about with other rappers have lines that just like hit.
Yeah.
Where you can quote, where it's like, oh, that's a nice line. Logic doesn't really, like, what Rory was saying in the podcast, he was like, let it heal like a cast. I was like,
The thing is,
his
like,
lines don't hit, bro.
Yeah, like I think that's a bad example to cherry pick because it's like Lil Wayne has just as garbage. He's had garbage lines like that, but then Lil Wayne has also had like fire lines. I don't think Logic has gotten to a point where he says anything that's that memorable that stays with you. And the things that do stay with you is him being overly preachy. He's not presenting his content in a way that says, hey, you may not understand my struggle, but I'm presenting it to you in a way that anybody could get it. It's just like, hey, you don't understand my struggle. Yo, listen to me because I'm telling you about it. And if you don't,
in case you forgot, here's another project addressing that.
That's why it's like the even when he talks about mental health, it almost seems, and I'm not saying that that's what he's doing. It seems like attention whoring. It's like, hey, I'm talking about this issue. Because I'm talking about this issue, you're going to listen to me because I'm talking about it. Opposed to being like, I'm presenting this point of view. This is my struggle. All right, let's keep it moving. And then I'll bring it up. It's just like, let me say it to you in this song. Oh, you didn't hear me in the last song? I'm going to tell you again and again and again. And then it's just like, God,
it's
Logic,
just like,
it's
bro,
annoying.
you keep doing this. You keep talking about the same subject material
in not a fresh way.
Not a fresh way, and it's just like people are getting old and tired of it. Mm-hmm. And you expect, it's just like when some people hate Logic. Like to me, I think it's unfair how he gets that much hate.
Yeah.
But because people don't really explain why they hate Logic, it's more of like a groupthink kind of thing, and I
part
hate
of
that.
it is because of how he looks
and how he looks. Yeah, obviously
there's that bias, there's
you
colorism bias.
Yeah,
but because they don't buy it because it's like, oh, look at this white guy, he's rapping.
Yeah.
There's automatically a subsection that's just gonna be dismissive.
that writes
of him
off, which isn't right. But then there's the people like us where it's like if you actually critique him on his music, it's just not there yet.
Yeah.
He still has a lot of growing to do.
Yeah, and it's like I don't care how many, like Logic is a person that drops many projects. Like if you're dropping multiple projects a year and they're still not hitting, they're still not staying with me, I would take time, take a step back. I'm sure he's listening and being thoughtful about what other people are saying, but it's just like there's this huge gap between his skill level and his relatability to a general audience outside of the ones that already rock with him. And I'm like, Logic, you need to find out what that gap is. And part of that is take a step back and stop being so...
Yeah.
You know?
It's just like, I think he might just do more like wild songs. Like,
yeah.
It just stop doing just all this preachy subject. Like, I like when songs have a subject to them, but not all the time. Well, not the same subject over and over again.
Yeah.
You're rapping about the same stuff over and over again. Like,
yeah, and he comes off as the kid that's always talking about, like, next time I'll show you guys. And it's just like, okay, 6 months later.
Another project drops.
But next time,
another project. It's
and
like,
you're just always trying to show that, yo, I'm the best rapper, I'm the best rapper, I'm the best rapper. Well... everybody says that, but when it seems like you're really You're not saying this because you believe it. You're really trying to prove it to other people and then trying to prove it to yourself.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah,
get it, so.
I think he needs to take a break from dropping a project every year. I don't personally. I don't
projects a year.
3 projects a year. Nah, he didn't drop Sinatra this year.
Yeah, you did.
No, he didn't.
All right. Well, it was close to. It was
pretty
last.
close.
It was last like winter. So, if we're looking at it, and then his last project dropped in April, right? Confession of Danger.
Yeah.
April. It's like 4 months apart. So I'm gonna consider them close enough to be like he's dropping multiple projects. But I'm just like, Logic, take a step back and reevaluate your presence. I think it's his presence ultimately. I think he needs to reevaluate, and that doesn't mean change your personality or change who you are. It's just change your approach to the matters. You know, we all have different ways of speaking. Like, you speak to certain people a certain way, certain people another way, but you still convey the same message. And I think he needs to figure out how he wants to convey that message to a general audience in order to, but he might just dismiss it and be like, I have my core fans, fuck off. But, you know, it is what it is.
Because it's like that Charlemagne diss was weak.
Yeah, the Charlemagne diss.
He should have went harder on Charlemagne. Pause.
Yeah.
Pause. He should have
had
been
a
like
suspect line in the Charlemagne diss in the first place.
like the problem. This is what I mean with his delivery. When Logic chooses to speak on something, he literally word for word speaks on it.
Yeah.
And then it drags on. Mm-hmm. He goes, that's why I leave the Breakfast Club, because Charlemagne, he explains the whole thing, and it's like, there's no wordplay, there's no rhyme to it. Mm-hmm. It's literally just speaking on the subject, and literally giving you a synopsis in the song. And I'm like...
And it doesn't give any deeper thought to what he's trying to say if you're just talking it out. You know, it's just like when somebody's delivering a punchline, it's supposed to hit, and then everybody's supposed to be like,
it's like,
shit,
yo.
and then move on. When you're talking, it's like, why didn't you just pick up the phone and say this? I didn't need you to do it over a song.
Yeah, I don't know. That's what I mean. His delivery. I think he definitely, in terms of his lyricism and all that, he needs to work on his delivery with these songs.
Yeah,
because that's what happens. That's why he falls into the category of everyone calling him preachy.
Yeah,
because his delivery does not. Because you could say the same thing about J. Cole. Because he raps basically about the same thing J. Cole does. But J. Cole is not preachy. Yeah. Because his delivery is on point. That's what happens. Because a lot of stuff can sound corny if you don't have a lot, and that's Logic. A lot of stuff can sound corny.
Yeah. I think that's often a word thrown around when it comes to describing Logic. And I'm like, I wouldn't use that to describe him, but...
Not overall.
Yeah, not overall, but I think like sometimes the description does fit. But he's also like, he's still a person that's growing up, so hopefully in time.
But the problem is with this growing thing, he's had it's kind of bad.
Yeah, he's
you know what I mean? It's been made, but you can still relearn. I wouldn't say growing. He just needs to relearn. How about that?
Yeah.
Because I don't want to. Because I still rock with Logic. But it's just that you can tell he has something, but he just needs to just work on that. Really hone in on that.
Yeah, hone in on his delivery of what he's trying to say. Because right now it's not.
People are not getting
it. Can be
it.
dismissed real easily, and that's one of the worst things I think for you as an artist is that you're putting your heart and soul into things that you're thinking about, and you know on some level other people think about these things as well, but when you talk about it, might not, that it's somewhere lost in translation between the message you're trying to convey to the audience and say, hey, I get you, I understand what you're saying, and then being like, you know,
it's
and
really,
one the other. So work on that.
Message.
Yeah, not trying to be a dick. Say work on that, bitch. Like that's what it sounded like.
I tried to deliver it a little bit, honestly.
All right, so TikTok now. TikTok. Doing more of the Dame time, but you explain this.
All right, so most of I don't know. I shouldn't say most, but there's a platform called TikTok. It used to be basically Musically, and then one company bought it and then rolled Musically into this other app, and now you have TikTok, where basically kids will play a song and they'll like dance to it. It's like I think for about 15 seconds, and that's how
It's
the
like
app.
it's like a bootlegged ass music video.
Yeah, it's like a music vine.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
a vine
music
for
vine.
for music, and essentially this app has been growing like crazy
Yeah.
over the last few years. As a lot of kids, teens use it, and they make
The
these videos
Migos, the first people I saw that was big was Migos
with
getting promoted.
Oh man.
They were like, "Yo, use TikTok."
Mm-hmm.
It was like, especially during Quavo's solo album,
Okay.
it was stuff like that. It was like, promote my song through TikTok.
Okay.
So I guess that was like one of their first big artists that they promoted.
Mm-hmm.
So that was the first time I saw TikTok.
Okay. Yeah. So what's ended up happening is that this app has been growing significantly, and how it works is they license the music from the music label. So you have pretty new songs, up to date songs, that pretty popular songs, and these kids are going on and they're making these 15-second videos with the songs. So what's ended up happening, as we talked about in one of the previous episodes, the Lil Nas X with the Old Town Road, that song became really popular off of TikTok because kids were making these short videos to that song, and then, you know, it became like a trend, a challenge. Everybody, once the challenge is associated, people are making lots of videos with that song. So essentially what's happened is you've now gotten to the point where this, the company that owns TikTok is the app itself is blowing up. It's worth, I think, at least $1 billion now. And the music labels are saying to themselves like, whoa. When we sold you the rights to have these songs and to be able to use it, it was under a deal where you weren't making that much money. Now they're like, whoa, we need to we need to change the terms, because we were operating when you were only making X amount. Now that you're making this amount, we need to basically get more money, because you know, you're getting more money, but we're not. We're getting the short end of the stick. So that's part of the issue that we're going to talk about. The second is how I actually stumbled upon this was I was looking up. There's this artist called Swaco, and he made a song called Fast, and that song started blowing up on TikTok. And essentially, Swaco he didn't just do this song, but he's a producer as well. Yeah, and he can he can produce like beats really quickly. But this is the song that had him basically blow up, because all these kids were making the videos to this song Fast.
Fast, 400 on the dash, 55 bills, but 50 for the tax on the bag.
I don't care for the song. But the point is, what ended up happening was the music label saw this and decided to sign Swaco. And same thing
with Lil Nas X.
Yeah, same thing with Lil Nas X. He was signed by a label. And you're starting to see that these kids, one of the ways to blow up is you get your song on TikTok, a bunch of people do a challenge to that song, and then you could automatically be on the rise to stardom because you've caught the eyes of the labels, and then they want to sign you. Problem that I'm seeing with that is it's kind of the same old story, just repackaged. It's like the ultimate thing is you're going to end up on a label, and how much control as an artist are you truly going to have? Especially with these labels signing you off of just one song.
I want to talk about, because I don't even see a long term. I don't even see a short term in all this. Like, why would you? I think it's dumb to get one song basically and sign these small artists that you don't know where they're gonna. They say they're just like, these kids are stars.
Yeah, they say that. They say these kids are stars.
I don't believe that, because what really made their song popular was the video of people just playing like, and it's like you said, it's a Vine, so it's short.
Yeah, it's
would people really listen to the whole song? Look how short Old Town Road is.
Well, what ends up happening is they'll listen to the song via the challenge, or just watching TikTok, then that'll naturally transition to people actually going and listen to the song on one of the streaming platforms or actually purchasing it. So that's the correlation. They're actually seeing some form of financial transaction happening, or they're getting paid off of how many people are using the app, and then the labels like based on how many people are actually listening to the song. So I'm sure they have some sort of system figured out there. But it's like you said, like, you're signing people off of one song. What does that really ultimately do for the labels?
It's like most artists have dropped mixtapes.
Yeah.
Like all the newer artists have dropped mixtapes, songs on SoundCloud, songs plural. Like they have projects before they got signed.
Yeah.
And TikTok, these labels are just giving.
Yeah, based off of you having a popular song on TikTok. That seems dangerous to me, and it seems almost like a power play. It's like, hey, we're going to poach you directly from TikTok so that you don't it takes power away from TikTok being able to reach out to that artist and say, hey, make more stuff for us.
Yeah.
Because you've already done that. But ultimately, I'm more afraid of what that means for the artist, because it's like, at some point, I'm sure that label is going to have some form of control over that song that you
What's
got
crazy,
super popular.
it's crazy. These labels are big.
Yeah.
It's not small time labels. They're not gonna give them studio time. They're barely gonna give them. They're gonna give them
that
scraps.
for their established artists.
They're gonna give them scraps. Literally, just if you got 10 minutes, hop in the booth, try making a song. If you can't, oh well, we got a bigger artist that's coming in.
Yeah, I'm concerned. I'm like, what leverage do you have as a small time person that's literally getting plucked from obscurity? You're not really in the industry like that, to that level where they were even looking at you like that before this TikTok thing. And then automatically everybody knows that this is how these labels work. It's like, we're gonna put this amount of money in front of you. It seems enticing. You're gonna take it the first chance you get. But then you always see these artists coming and be like, damn, man, the labels really screwed
with the
me.
roaches.
Exactly.
Literally.
So it's like you're taking advantage of these really, really young people. And I'm like, for what? And I think there's a bigger plan at play here. And I really want these artists to
watch the video.
Yeah.
Watch our video, please.
Watch this video.
Watch this video, please.
And then talk with your people, your lawyers and stuff like that, and really get to the bottom of what's going on, especially with this TikTok versus the music labels, this battle going on, because the music labels want more money. TikTok is like, well, how much money are you asking for? They're not liking the numbers they're asking for. So there's a power play going on here. And
TikTok, they're in a bad situation here.
They're a business.
In a bad situation, because if they don't like the numbers, that means it's an outrageous number for the music. How are they going to be able to generate their funds?
The thing is, the music labels would essentially have to pull all of their music from TikTok, but I don't know how that works, because it's like, you can pull all your music, but this was a new revenue stream for you as a label. So it's like, are you going to pull it? How much money are you going to how much money are you willing to lose? Because you want to be like, they're not meeting our demands. F it. We're scrapping the whole thing. It's like, that's money lost. That's, for a business, that's almost never a good thing, because then you're going to have to find another source to replace that money. You have people's jobs on the line. You were planning on doing all these things with that money. So just from a business standpoint, I don't know how this plays out, but we're always on the point of advocating for the artists, and it's just like, it just reminds me, we haven't seen how things play out with these Instagram stars that are getting that got music label deals and have been putting out just one song basically so far, with the exception of Lily Pond. She's like, I don't know, she got her own thing going, but we haven't seen how this plays out yet. And it's like, you're taking kids, social media, from these platforms and then trying to blow them up here. It's like, where's the gap? Because we've seen this time and time again for decades, how artists get screwed over by these labels.
I don't know what's going to happen. I think it's just going to... Honestly, I think it's going to be bad. There's no reason to be signing people based off of one song.
Yeah. Yeah. I get it that it gets a lot of streams. It's getting a lot of plays. But it's like... it's jumping the gun, and they have to have there has to be a more sinister thing at play here, because this is a business. They're not just gonna make a decision based on you being like, think about it, for anything that businesses do, whether it's a product or a service, they're not gonna let it run just one time and say, hey, it did good once. They're always testing things. They're getting feedback and approaching how that product gets put out. There's people, it's their job. They spend millions of dollars testing these things, and you're just gonna go based off of one extreme version of success and say that, hey, we're gonna pull this person in. It just smells really funny to me.
Yeah.
It smells like shit. I call it that.
And I'm interested in seeing how this plays out in the long run, because I don't think it plays out well, knowing the history of labels, music labels in general.
Because the songs aren't even one-hit wonders. Like, these artists aren't even one-hit wonders, because the song, it blows up, but it's not on that type of scale. Mm-hmm. So what are they going to be caking off of?
Like, Old Town Road is a thing in and of itself. The reason why it's interesting is because the previous songs that have blown up on TikTok have been from more established artists. Now we're getting to the point where we're plucking less established artists and pushing them like this is the norm. Because that's how Old Town Road actually ended up getting on the radio. It's from this act. So it's just, I'm concerned, really, just to see how.
I don't even know Lil Nas X's future.
No, we saw
him now, but you know us. When it comes to an album, I want to hear the album. Mm-hmm. I want to hear, because I know you can't have an album that's in total going to be 11 minutes. Because if his songs are 1 minute, to 2 minutes flat. Mm-hmm. So I'm really curious, because I'm with him right now. But when that album comes out, that's when I'm gonna really critique him.
If an album even comes out, you might just go the single route. But the thing about it is, you have to hope that, especially when single hits, and if it doesn't, then the label's gonna be looking back at you and being like, let's put some restrictions because this second one didn't do as good as the first one. Well, you shouldn't have been so gung-ho to pull the trigger on signing this person if that was going to be the case, where you're not even going to let them try more than once.
Yeah.
And then secondly, it's like we talk about, you cannot, especially with these microwave artists, and I warned you guys so much with this, you can't tour for the rest of your life off of just one song. Especially with the way that music works today, these songs are gone and then they're forgotten. So it's like, look, I hope this isn't the case with Lil Nas X and this new kid Swaco. It's just like, you have one song that blows up, and then it's like, you're not going to get real touring opportunities off of that. So I'm just like, I'm curious to what the label.
Because like I was thinking about it, because I was on my way home from Burger King. Mm-hmm. You already know Burger King, getting some spicy crispy chicken sandwich, about to dig in.
I don't think everybody sees the menu.
And then I hear Old Town Road come on the radio, Sirius XM, and I was thinking about it because it brought me back to a video I watched with Lil Nas X. Mm-hmm. And I start thinking about it because, that's what I do. I start thinking more into it. So his concerts are literally 1 minute and 26, his performance.
Yeah, if he's not performing with Billy Ray, right?
Yeah. So then
it's like a minute 45.
He was at the Stanley World Cup or something. Mm-hmm. So they played where it was just, I got the horses in the back. Then the video cut off. Mm-hmm. But I kind of curious to look up a full video concert of his performance, because.
Well, what do you mean by? Because we remember I showed you the video with him performing with Billy Ray. They elongated as long as they can. I think it's about like 3 minutes or something, because they
But that's the thing. Most artists, that's short.
Yeah.
That's not even that's a rip. You're literally scamming people. You're robbing them.
You're robbing people. You're a thief.
I don't. No. You're robbing them. That's BS. A concert that's 3 minutes.
Yeah, but hold on. There's usually other people performing as well, right?
That's true. But he should be the headliner at this point. Yes,
Really?
yes.
I think so.
I think they would is like where you have Lil Nas X performing.
Okay.
I don't think he would really have. He would be an opener. I think that would be a smart thing because how short the song is.
Mm-hmm.
But if you really think about it, I get it. It's not on purpose, but it's very short song. How long could that set be? Travis Scott, multiple songs. Drake, multiple songs. Kendrick, J. Cole, all these established artists have multiple songs to perform at a concert. How can these TikTok artists literally cake off of songs that are literally just 2 minutes
long?
2 minutes long. You cannot be performing songs that are 2 minutes long because what's the point of going to that concert if you're not doing anything new with the concert? Because who comes up with the concerts, concepts? You would have to go out of your way. It's like, yo, I want this in my set to make it last longer. But what if you're not?
That's true.
People are going to get old. It's going to be like, people are, why am I going to see this unless, because he's getting lucky. He's been performing at places where there's multiple people. Can he really sell out by himself? Remember, Rolling Loud. What's that Rolling Loud? All these other people.
Everybody.
Stanley World Cup. The World Cup. So what's going to happen when...
Yeah, I think they recognize that these artists are going to be flash in the pan, and let's milk this opportunity for all that we can right now until it phases out. But then what happens to these guys or gals when the candle burns out? That's my question. So that's something that I think that, they all need to be aware of. And we will see how this plays out in the long run. I don't like to judge things in a small micro time frame, which is what we're all living through with the social media stuff. I mean, think about it. Social media, yes, Facebook existed, but the sophistication to which these apps have developed has not even been in a decade's time span. So we don't know how this plays out, but right now it's seeming like, it's let's take people for a ride and then we'll dump them because the music labels will be around. They're not going anywhere.
You need music labels. Sadly.
So I'm interested in seeing what TikTok, their decision's going to be, and I'm interested to see how this is going to affect other future artists that get plucked from obscurity because of this, and how their longevity in the music field when this is all said and done. That's it for me.
That's it for me.
Yeah.
TikTok, it's just like a lot of these songs on TikTok are, except for, I wouldn't say Old Town Road, but a lot of these other songs are like troll songs to me. They're just trolly, and the people that make them look like trolls on TikTok.
It's just like it's any song that you can do the woe dance to.
Yeah.
It's just like that.
Yeah, it's just like, so what happens when the woe dance dies?
Then it's going to be...
Obviously, there's a new dance that comes, but there's always a hiatus. Always a hiatus before the new dance comes. So, what's going to happen? But, yeah, that's just my 2 cents.
Yeah.
A little bit more than 2 cents, more like $1, but that's all I'm saying. Now, I don't think TikTok is going to... They need to recoup from this hard buy. I don't know what's going to happen. I think the record labels is winning this battle.
You think so?
Yeah, they have more of the firepower.
I don't know. I think TikTok has some form of leverage right now, because they're the ones that can either renegotiate or not renegotiate, and if they do, and whether they do renegotiate or not, they're determining. They're going to negotiate with the labels of what's an appropriate number, and they're the ones that have the opportunity to really just walk away because they've been doing well on their own.
Yeah.
To even get as far as they did. If the labels could do it themselves, then they do it,
We'll see. We'll see. I'm going with the record labels. You're going with TikTok.
I'm going with TikTok right now.
All right, tell me what you guys think.
Yes.
Record labels to TikTok. I'm going record labels. They got the big guns. The record labels control everything. Not everything, but in this situation, I think they have more. I think they got more leverage. I think they got more leverage. But anyways, I think that concludes the show for today. We talked about Logic. Let's do a wrap up real quick. Logic. What he needs to improve upon. What we think of him. Stop being so preachy. Work on your delivery. Stop. I think maybe take a break of releasing an album every year and hold off to get the creative juices flowing so you're not always constantly working. That helps to take a break. And then TikTok, these artists.
Yeah, their future and the future of this battle between the app itself and the labels.
Yeah, and Lil Nas X, those concerts are robbing people. They're saying those concerts for the consumer, those concerts. His set is weak.
Okay. His
set is very short, so be prepared for that standing for a minute and 20 seconds and then going home. Going home. Bye, guys. Thanks for coming. But anyways, you guys just finished another episode of Understated. I was about to say another show. Understated with the one and only Ken Wall.
It's your boy Deja Wonder.
Have a good one, guys. Remember, like and subscribe. Phone drop. Like and subscribe to our channel and comment. Tell me what you guys think. We're out. Peace.
Bring the noise!